Right, hey guys, Willie and Murphy, and today we are going to be trying to finalise cleaning the block, prepping the head ready for the valves to come out, and hopefully fitting up the water pump. I know I said this yesterday, but you know, it's some things that have come up and had to go out, etc, etc. So today I'm going to remove the covers at the back of the engine and clean all inside here. I'm going to drain the oil today for definite. I'm going to fit the gaskets for this, I'm going to fit the bolts, I'm going to fit the head gasket, I'm going to fit the water pump, 100%. I'm still waiting on the valve spring compressor to remove the valves for the cylinder head, but we are getting somewhere. I've just blown out all the waterways, so they are all now nice and new and free and fresh. The stud holes are all clean as well from any coolant or water or liquid. Yeah, we're making good progress. So a nice little another standing of this because it's a little bit of rust come overnight. Head gasket on, and then we'll crack on. So yeah, let's go. You can see down inside here. Now where I'm shining the torch, the holes there are your cam followers. Now they sit on top of your camshaft, your push rods sit inside them, and as the cam moves up and down, the push rods move up through the block. I'm going to take them out, just inspect them, remove any like water or anything from them, blow everything in here out, give it a bit of a clean, put it back together. New gaskets around the back, obviously clean the face up, fit the caps back on, and then that back part of the engine is complete. Okay, so here we have a cam follower. So this part here is the face of it, and that sits on top of the cam shaft, and as the camshaft rotates, that goes up and down, and then the push rod sits inside it, and it goes up and down, and then moves the valves. So actually they are in pretty good condition. There is a little bit of wear on the middle, but that's not going to affect the way that they operate. So I'm just going to clean them all up and fit them back into where they should be. So it's really important that we get all the water out of here, because if you imagine that this is full of water here, if you've got your 8 push rods, the engine's going to get quite quickly clogged up with coolant again. So it's really important we flush all these out, we clean them all through thoroughly, drain the engine of any oil and coolant, so then when it all goes back together there'll be no contamination there. So a great way of getting these out is using a magnet. You just place the magnet on top of the cam follower, down the back, and it'll just raise up, providing it's obviously not seized inside there. And there you have it. I'll just empty the coolant out. Quick wipe. A razor blade is one of the best tools you can have when you're doing a job like this, because you can get to the little corners at any sort of like overhang of painters, you can get across and remove any bits of old gasket, which is what is holding the back here on. As long as you've got a nice flat surface to work to, you can just scrape it across and the gasket will be removed. Just need to be careful so you don't slice any of these fuel lines, because that would not be good. And the purpose of this is to make sure that you've got no old gasket there. That will make sure your new gasket will raise up slightly and cause a bit of a leak, air bubbles, etc, etc. It's now time to put the cam followers back in the engine and offer up the new gaskets. Underneath the car now, drain the oil out. So you've got the drain plug at the front of the engine here. I'll take my socket and the ratchet if I can find it. And I've got my container underneath, so the oil should hopefully just drain down into there. That is pretty grim. So the majority of that was actually coolant, or just water from the flush. I will give the sump plug a bit of a wipe. And all of this stuff here is like debris that's come off of maybe the cleanup, the engine, the gearbox. You know, there's no idea when this was last done. So we just try and clean up as best as we can, and I will get a new washer to fit onto the sump plug, so when the oil is then back into the engine, we've got no chances of any leaks. So this is the sump plug cleaned. This part here is actually a magnetic pickup, so that anything inside your engine or anything inside your gearbox and your oil will attach to this and not go into and get grind up in your gears or in the components of your engine. Okay, so we have our new gaskets here. Now they're a cork style gasket. They're going to go just onto the back where I've cleaned up, and they'll actually fit quite nicely in the groove here, so we can fit them into here, put it to the back of the car, and then tighten it up. Now they don't go very tight at all because they are, as I say, cork, so be aware how tight you actually do these up. I'll give this a quick clean and then I can fit it to the car. So the gasket goes inside this little groove here. Okay. We take our bolt, a great little tip here is to wind the bolt all the way through, so that when you try and marry this up to the block, you can see where the bolt's going to line up to, so you're not trying to fiddle around in the dark trying to work out where the hole is. So I've just got it so it's like nipped up a little bit. I can still move it. I'm just trying to move it into the place I want it to be, making sure that the gasket is up to the edge of that cover. Now don't want to tighten it down too much because the other cover's got to go on as well, and there might be a case of having to move it left and right slightly because there is a little bit of adjustment there. So I'll clean the other side up and get that fitted also. And the same for this one. I'm going to wind that in to make it easier to align it up. Okay, so I'm happy that them gaskets are seated quite nicely, so I'll just tie them down slightly, not overdoing it, because if you overdo it then they'll start to leak. They're nice and flat all the way around, and that is done. Okay, next up then, let's get the head stud, nut and washer kit sorted. So this is for the 9 stud head. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the front. As I get this bag open, you'll see that some of them are longer than others. Now the ones at the front, they just go through the cylinder head and bolt down. The ones at the back, they go through the rocker arm as well, so they need to be slightly longer at the back. You've got a chunky thread on the bottom and a very fine thread on the top. So the chunkier thread actually goes into the cylinder head, and you just screw that down nicely. So you can see here the difference in the length of stud. It's always the chunkier thread going down into the block. And I'll show you a great way to tighten these down in a second. Okay, so here's the tip then. You take 2 nuts, you wind the first nut on, and then you wind your second nut on as well. Taking your 9/16 spanner, you can put them onto the bottom one, and then your other spanner, you want to then tighten the nuts together, and then you can use that to tighten the stud down into the block. And when you're done, you just loosen it, remove the bolts, and move on to the next one. Now the idea of this is that the head studs are tight into the block, because what you don't want to do is as you tighten it down, the head stud gets stuck, the nut on the top gets tightened down, but actually there's a bit of play at the bottom. It also gives you peace of mind that everything is nice and flat and flush. here is the head gasket. It's a copper gasket, so the copper side always goes upwards. Before I do that, I'm just going to clean off these balls once again. Okay, so this just goes over the bolts. That is the head gasket now on. So the next job is to fit up the gasket for the water pump, fit the water pump on, and then start doing several jobs around here. So Mini Sport provide these fantastic kits, which obviously replaces your old for new bolts. So I've gone for the water pump fitting kit bolts. And just like the cylinder head bolts, you've got two longer ones and two slightly shorter ones. Now, on the water pump itself, they mount here to the short mount and also here to the longer mount. So we need to make sure that you've got some lug holes here that it locates to, so it goes into its position. That's located, that's located. Top water pump bolt in. Second one in, third one in as well, and the last one, but no means least. There we go. Let's tighten that down. Job done. Hey guys, thanks for watching so far. I am dead. My throat hurts, my body hurts, my head hurts, everything hurts. So I am gonna go inside, sit in front of the fire and ponder what jobs to do next. So what I have got done is cylinder head gasket is fitted, studs are fitted, water pump's fitted, the rocker gauges or valves at the back are fitted, and yeah, I'm done. I need to go to bed. I feel terrible. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this stuff so far, then please click the like button down below. Please also leave a comment, much appreciated, and if you can, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. That's it from me. See you next time.